Hey guys, Glenn here from Game Reviews. We're back with more Helldivers 2 news, and we're going to get into the major orders. And basically, we have failed the major orders in Helldivers 2. So what we didn't do was liberate TIBIT. And well, the reason behind that is that we failed because we were focusing on other planets like some 11 and Creek, and there is going to be a lot of consequences. We're going to get into this all in this video. So Urbana basically was stopped at about 85 to 87% with liberation, and we have got more updates on the consequences of that and what that is going to bring into Helldivers 2. So in the dispatches, if you actually read the most recent notes, you're going to see that there's been more automaton forces being deployed to the areas that they're currently on. So what does that mean? What that means is that we are going to find that there's going to be a lot more enemy forces on every single level, whether that you be on challenging, whether you be on hard, whether you be on impossible, suicide, hell dive. We're gonna have a lot more difficulty because they are now pushing us back. But we have about 22 hours left of that major order, and with the new gunship coming in the defend of the automatons, what does that mean for the Helldivers community? Okay, so we are getting a brand new stratagem, which is the anti-air stratagem. We know this has been released in the actual in-game. If you actually read the notes on the latest orders that we get, on the dispatch notes that we get, that would be in the game. And essentially this is going to help us take out these gunships. But what are these gunships going to be like? Where are they going to be placed? There's going to be a certain level that they're going to be on. We're going to break it all down here. So basically what we're looking at is that the gunships, when they do come, it's going to be kind of the last hurrah, the way I see it, from the automatons, and they're going to obviously be, I'd say they'd be introduced like they were like the other kind of flying creatures for the bugs were introduced into the game. So would they be on certain levels, certain defend levels, but they're going to be very difficult to take out. Now, do we know if we can take it out with the new cannon that we have, the quasar cannon, or do we specifically have to use these anti-air missiles? Because we do have rockets as well. But as we all know, certain stratagems that come to the game, certain guns that come to the game, some are great, some are amazing, they're effective, they work exactly the way they should be working, the way everybody thinks they should work when they read them. Others don't, i.e. the heavy machine gun. So yeah, we're gonna have to battle that. But what does Joel have in store for us? Now, if you're not aware, currently at the moment there is a Galactic War status and progression that is in the Discord, and the Helldivers 2 Discord, but unfortunately it's currently full now at the moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop that up on screen, and we're going to give you an update exactly how the fight is going. So Astanu currently is at 74.1% liberation as this video is going up, and we've got about 70k players in there, 31% of the actual overall community. Then Dopner is 85.6%. That's an automaton level. There's about 70k players, 29% of the overall forces basically being up at that kind of specific level. So yeah, we've got kind of half and half at the bugs, half the automatons, which is not great, and you can see probably why we are failing these major orders. Now what that means is, if you are casually playing Helldivers, you are new to Helldivers, or you are just a veteran in Helldivers, follow the major orders, because we have some news on how those major orders work. But basically you need to be following the major orders and follow where the whole community is going, because we want to be able to earn those medals, we want to be able to be winning the Galactic War, and we don't want to have these crazy threats coming out at us. But basically with 11 Creek, we're at about 75.83% of that being liberated, and we got about 47k of the player base. There's about 90% overall. And then for Prime, 40 Prime, sorry, we're just under that. We're about 50.84, so we're losing that battle now. Currently we're down about 0.3% per hour, and that's 30k players with 12% base on that as well. Helmir, we're extremely losing that one as well, so it hasn't been really pushed on as well. But the bugs, as you might know, sometimes when there's a major order for the automatons, we get more for the bugs, but that's just to throw you off, so don't worry about that. Let's follow the major orders. And then yeah, on to the major orders and how that works. There's been information released on which you might not know when running the major orders, and this is for all Helldivers. If you don't know this, take this as gospel. This is the Bible. When you are running a mission on a major order planet, or any planet going forward, make sure that you're not just running the main mission. Make sure that you're actually being able to do the sub objectives, you're being able to do everything within that mission. I know it can be difficult, especially if you have super samples and you just want to get out or you're being overwhelmed, but as much as you can, try complete everything, because that is what's going to help us get a higher liberation percentage when you're extracting. And that also goes for the XP level. So if you're running a trivial level, it's not really doing a lot. Even though you might get all the initial objectives done in there, it's not going to do a lot. So you do need to start upping those levels. So if you're just basically hovering around challenging, hard, expert, you know, let's try get into those kind of, you know, suicide levels. I know it can be difficult and it can be going to really piss you off, but it is something that you do need to try, because the community needs to start working on those higher levels, especially hard, expert, and so on. Challenging is okay, but you do need to push a little bit more. Now, when you're experimenting, absolutely fine. I've done this myself, everybody has, but when you're really looking to do some damage on the planet and contribute to the overall democracy and liberation of these planets, that's what we're all here for, is making sure that you are doing the sub objectives and every side objective that was within the game. And now, my last little tip on this as well, which everybody needs to know: even if you're jumping into a random session, there is proximity chat as well. So even if you're in a party, you'll hear players talk. They might not essentially hear you, but that you will hear players talk. And if you are not in a chat and you're jumping into randoms and you can see that no one's talking, they're probably in a party, but they can hear you. So don't think that you can't talk because nobody's on the mic. They can still hear you. And communication is key in this game, especially if you want to get everything done on the level. Because if you have 40 minutes and you're extracting with 23 minutes remaining or 30 minutes remaining, you haven't done a lot on that planet, and it's going to help the overall progression, especially so we don't fail these major orders going forward. So just remember that as well, that the fact the higher levels you do, the more stuff you do on those higher levels, and the reason you have 40 minutes is to be able to do as many objectives in that game. But at least try your best to be doing those objectives, because it will help us going forward with the major orders. Now, when it comes to the overall kind of next stages, what y'all has in store for us, I just feel like that we're going to be double down with these gunships. I don't know how they're going to work towards us, but it's going to be difficult. Usually when we fail a major order, we get a huge pushback. The game starts ramping up its difficulty, because even on those lowest levels, as we just mentioned, essentially they're going to be more reinforcements. So as if you see 5, you might see 10 this time of enemies swarming on you. If you see 2 Hulkbusters, you're going to see 3 or 4, 1 tank, 2 tanks, so on. Boiled Titans, it will happen when it happens with the bugs. But that's kind of where we're currently at with the state of Helldivers 2. Now, we did fail. The Automatons are going to push us back a little bit more. We're going to have to fight off these gunships. We didn't really get a lot done on this. We were kind of spread out too thin. So make sure that we're following the major orders, guys. We're sticking together as a team, and we're spreading that democracy. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I would just like to say, if you want to stick around for more Helldivers 2 news, hit a like, help this channel, help this video, and hit a sub. Stick around, help a small YouTuber grow. But yeah, on to the next one, guys. See ya.